Hi there, I'm Diane Simmons from Cake Connection in Jackson, Michigan, and I am going to show you a 3D camping scene cake tonight. We are going to do a 3D cake. I actually made a 3D cookie. We're going to show that, and we're going to work with chocolate a little bit too. So have a little bit of everything going on. Will be a very busy night for sure, but hopefully we'll move right along. I've got everything prepped super well, hopefully, so we should be able to still get this done in about an hour, I hope. I do have Eric behind the camera again today. He missed you guys so much he had to come back. So anyways, he is here to answer questions. So if you have any, feel free to shout them out tonight, and we should be able to hit them during the class. So let's jump right in. I baked just a half sheet cake, 10 by 15, okay? So nothing super huge or anything. And I really don't have any measurements. I'm thinking this is about where I want to cut. See my blade here. I'm really kind of eyeballing. Let's go in a little bit more there. Okay. All right. We're going at it. Cutting in. And again, we're just going to make a tent out of this. Okay. And I truly have no rhyme or reason for where I measured it other than we're doing our base. Hopefully it shows up on camera. Whoa, I just pulled a bunch of chunk out of there. Here, I'll pull this back so you can see. So this piece over here, I'm going to use for my base. And then my next layer, and then my top, and then we're going to carve it down just a little bit. Nothing too super carvy, but all right. I have my turntable, and then I did a double layer board here. Okay. So I'll put my first, let's see, I think I'm going to face it this way. So I don't really have it centered on there, but it's an outdoorsy fun scene. Okay. Whoops, just a minute. So there you kind of see I got it sitting a little bit off cattywampus, and this is going to be the end of our tent, facing out to the rest of the scene. Okay. And before I go too far, I have some parchment sheets, okay, and I'm just going to put these in. I'm just going to tuck them under this base cake, all right, and you don't have to do this. I just prefer to do it so that way when I'm carving, I can catch all my crumbs, and then I'll peel them out of there as soon as I'm done getting my frosting and everything on there. All right. So I am going to trim away, like this one. Let me turn that back so you guys can see that. I've got the parchment hanging way over the side there. I'm going to trim that back a little bit. Okay. And that's just so as I'm working on the board, with the board and stuff, I don't bump it and end up accidentally just dragging the whole thing right off there. Okay. So we got some frosting here. And throw that in before we put our next one on. Not doing anything fancy with it, with filling or anything, because I have way too much to show you tonight. So we want to build the cake super quick, get it done, and on to the next part of our little project here. All right, then grab my next layer and get that centered on there. And peel off. I do put parchment down. If you haven't watched some of my other videos, what I'm peeling back here is just a parchment layer that I bake with. Okay. I always put those in the bottom of my pans. I spray them with some Pam and then put the parchment in. And I have literally never had a cake stick to the pan when I do that. So if you're having trouble with your cake sticking, oh, the other thing too, if you're having issues with your cake sticking on you, you could, if you're leaving them in the pan at all after they come out of the oven, that grease actually recoagulates in there. Okay, I got a little chunk that came off my corner from where I had it wrapped to cool down. Let's see if I can show you here. I'm just pushing that back in with some icing for my glue. Okay, just to fill that spot back in. Okay, now I'll keep my board here and throw away some of my stuff. Let's see. I think I'll let you guys watch that direction. Okay. So when I cut this first one, I don't actually want to cut all the way down. Okay. What I was aiming for, let me hop over here and show you. So I'm starting to cut, but I only want to cut, I want to come out right about halfway. Okay. And that way you can see right over here, I just flip that down. Just a minute, I gotta turn this around. I can't cut completely backwards like that. Whoops. That's moving on me. Trying to hold it still for you guys, sorry. Okay. Then we just want that to flip over. Okay. And we can pack that in there to use for that. Now, let's see here. I'm going to try and take that little piece I just cut off there, back up here, just to fill in. And there you see why we put the parchment down, just to catch the mess. Ugh. Okay. Now I'm just going to throw it out. It'll fill in okay with frosting. All right. So I'm just kind of looking here. Oh, it didn't. Oh, that's a different piece, okay. I was almost going to yell at it. I thought it was my piece that broke off when I pulled the plastic off the cake. All right, before I pull away the parchment, I gotta get these gloves off and get some new ones on, just a minute. Okay, before I pull away the parchment, I do want to get a crumb coat on this, okay, and I honestly don't typically do crumb coats. Oops. But because I have completely raw cake going on here, I definitely want to seal this up before I come back at it. Okay. Oops. Try and reach over here. Just a minute. Try not to bump my fondant here, but I want to work towards you guys too so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, with the crumb coat, literally just putting a super thin layer on just to catch all those crumbs. And I don't care that there's crumbs in it because we're going to be pulling some anyways as we ice. It's really just, the point of this is just to hold everything together when I go back and put my good coat of icing on, okay? There we go. You got any questions on anything I've done so far?
I'll get them as they come in.
Okay. Don't be too quiet, you guys. Eric's missed you. All right. There we go. Okay. So again, just nothing super neat and fancy there. Just a very quick crumb coat. Clean my spatula off. And now we'll go through and pull out the parchment. Okay. There. Eric, can you go? Thank you. Just toss it on the table back there, it's fine. Okay, there we go. So now, I am going to use fondant for the covering on the cake, but I want to put a layer of icing. I do have the fondant all rolled out and ready to go. Okay. Now, I know if you didn't watch my video when I put the fondant on the cake, you may be sitting there going, well, wait, don't you have to cool the cake or do something first? I do a full layer of buttercream under my rolled fondant, and I do not chill my cakes either, okay? And the reason I don't do that, honestly, I worry that the fondant might end up sliding or something from the condensation. So it's a very intentional thing that I don't do that. All right, this whole leaning over here. Not fun. Okay. So, like I said, I'm just putting my base layer of frosting on. I'm trying to go very quick because this is not the highlight of the show. I promise, I got some way cool stuff coming. I just figured it'd be easier to get this out of the way. Have it done. So is everybody getting back to business as normal with your cakes and cookies and whatever sweets you create for people? Hopefully. I know we have people from other states and stuff that usually join in, so hopefully it's picking back up everywhere. I know here at the store we're seeing a lot more of our regular customers are coming in, and they're saying the graduation parties and stuff are getting back to normal now, so that is exciting to hear.
Now, I told someone there was the buttercream recipe on the website or on the Facebook page. Is that still the case?
Yes, the buttercream recipe is on the Facebook page. There is a link, or I'm sorry, there's a post that it literally says recipes right at the top of it. And then I think I've got like a picture of, like a mixing bowl and spatula or whip or something to kind of get your attention on that one. Okay, but yes, it has recipes for the cookies that we're going to be doing. It has recipes for the buttercream frosting. It has recipes for my royal that I use. Just a second. Okay. You know what? I don't care that it's that rough. We're going to roll with it. I would normally fuss with that just a little bit. I need can you grab my tube up there? Okay, so I am going to fuss with it just a tad while he's grabbing my tube for me. Except I don't see it. Let's see what I was looking for. Okay. Oh, that's a little better.
You had at least one person who's getting back into the swing of things.
Cool. Cool, cool. Glad to hear it. Okay, there. It's a little bit smoother. There. This is all going to be covered up with the fondant anyways, so. Okay. I do have, and actually I was going to cut this a little bit different shape, so now I don't know if this is going to fit. Let's hope. Alright. So, this is going to be the open end of the tent. Oh, yeah, we're good. No, we're not. I put that on.
Too high.
Am I down enough?
Keep going.
The art of trying to work towards the camera. Alright, there we go. Okay. I have some scissors that I washed in some bleach water here. So don't panic and freak out that these are... I'm using dirty utensils or something here. And just a second, I can't do this towards the camera, guys, sorry. Actually, this side I can. Okay. And this is just darker, and I rolled this out really quite thin. That's basically going to be the inside of the tent. Okay. I'm going to smooth that down real quick. Use my fondant smoother here. Okay. There we go. And let me grab some paper towel. Clean up my board just a smidge here. Where I put the main piece of fondant on. So wiping that back really quick. Alright. Tube, please. It does not want to sit still. That is the downside of having, let me think, that way. The main weight offset. It does not want to sit still on the, oops, there we go. On the Lazy Susan for you. Let me do that. Okay, let me get the main part of this smoothed down here. All right. Now, excess weight of the fondant here. Turn it back towards you guys so you can see. And I'm going to put onto that good piece. I think, I might just cut that a little too short. Nope, I didn't. Okay.
Someone's having a little trouble with the recipes. Is that something we can put in the link after or share after?
Yeah, you can't find the recipes, you mean?
Yes.
There are ways down there. I know. I will, actually, you know what? I think everybody probably knows that we're open by this point because I can only pin one post to the top of the page, which is why I unpinned the recipes, unfortunately. I need to have something on there about the hours. But I think most people know that we're open. So I'll go ahead and pin the recipes back to the top of the page after I get done here. Okay? All right.
And then someone asked about potential bubbles in the fondant.
Well, one thing, when doing a shape like this, the joy, just one second, guys. Okay. With this type, you're not really going to have bubbles in the fondant, okay? Just because of what we did here. But I need to figure out something for the ends here. Let's see. I saved my big scrap piece here on purpose because I don't think I can do what I was envisioning doing.
And then, do you prefer buttercream or ganache under fondant?
Honestly, I always work with buttercream. That's just what I do. But do whatever you're comfortable with. All right. I'll show you guys what I'm doing here. I am literally, very gently, but I am stretching this out. Okay? So it goes down as long as I need it. Okay? So this is where we started as far as the height, and just working down like this, I can gently get that stretched down to the length I need. Okay? I'm going to cut this part off because it already creased on me. So I'm just going to make that my cut point with it, which you will understand here in just 1 second. Okay. I cannot do this over my, grab this. Just 1 second, we're having a quick change of plans here. Didn't know I was going to do this. You might have to move the camera a little bit, I don't know. But I want to work from this side so you guys can see what I'm doing.
We're good.
But I also need to be down here at eye level with it, so. Okay. So we basically got to straighten this out for the front of the cake, or the front of the tent, for our fabric and stuff, okay? Now, right now I have these two where they're folding over each other. Oh, let's see. This way I do this. Oh, I'll go straight down. I know that much. Okay, so we'll go there. And then, oops, shoo that one back out of the way a little bit. Just a minute, I'll show you what I'm doing. I know I just pulled it away from the camera, sorry. Okay. So now I've got them both where they're back, hanging straight, okay? And then I gotta trim the bottom of this one off too. Kind of like cutting bangs on a kid, right? Just aim and hope it works out good. Okay. Now, goal, and I did not think. Can you grab me the buttercream? I'll just use that to hold this back. Because I want to fold both these back so it looks like the tent's open. Alright. And I'm just going to take some buttercream and put on there. Honestly, I normally probably would have used some piping gel. But the buttercream's right here and handy, so that's what we're doing. Okay. Same thing over here. Just going to put a little bit, just for some glue, basically. Okay. There, so we basically got the tent open now. There we go. Now, other end. Let's see if we can work this one down some too. So this one, I want to work it a little bit different. Okay. And I actually kind of want to smooth all this down instead. Now normally I would work this out, but I have such a huge gap in there. And because I'm also trying to stretch it down just a little bit. Okay, there, I've got it down low enough now. And my intentions are to put a stitch mark in there. Oops. Okay, that did not go exactly as planned, but we're going to fix it.
Could you have potentially used water to glue the flaps?
Yes. Yes, you could have used water. Piping gel is usually my glue of choice. Okay? But yes, you could have used a little water on there too. Like I said, I just had the buttercream sitting here, so we rolled with it. Okay. Some paper towel here and clean that up. Okay, and honestly, with the tent itself, there is so much that could be done for detail on this. But like I said, I've got a bunch of other stuff that I want to show you. Because I had thought about making like a little window thing ahead that would stick out on there, and I can't do all that and contain this to an hour or two, so. Alright, that is not ideal, but we're just going to roll with it and I'm not going to look at it. Because normally I would not leave that like that, but oh well. Little stitchy wheels under the thing, please. Okay, so in a perfect world, my fondant would have all fit and just been a smooth piece of fondant down here. And my intentions were to have ran the stitch wheel down there. Okay. And then also, same thing. Up around the corners. Basically where a tent would normally be stitched. Okay. Can you see that on there? Mm-hmm. Alright. Oh, and I was not thinking here. Oh, we're going to stop the stitches right there since I already glued that back with the buttercream. A little excess there we don't need. Okay. And then the other thing that I did not think about, but would have been totally cool to do, was some thin, like angel hair pasta, and use that for the tie downs. I thought that would have been cool looking.
Next time.
All right, and then where is my scent? Why can't I see that? Oops, there we are. Okay. I'm gonna run one down the back. There we go. Okay. So there, we got our stitched up tent. All right. Here, start shoving all this stuff to the back. Just over on the table. Just 1 second, we got to clean up real quick, and I'll pull some other stuff over here. Get all this out of the way. Then we'll show you all the fun little additions that we're going to do. The only downside of this, I knew we had to, gonna have to have a cleanup moment here real quick. Sorry about that. Don't have 2 tables, so there was no avoiding that matter. Oh, I got a washcloth right here. Alright, almost ready. Set the cake off to the side here. Not too bad for a quick change. Sink. All right, there we go. Okay, changing out my gloves again. And first up, I'll let you sit down project stuff. And let's get the glasses over here, because I know I'm going to need those. Okay. Any questions on the cake before I move on to next stuff? All right. So, first thing we've got here, whoops, is a sticky glove. Let's get rid of that. Ripped it out. Okay, so I told you we were doing a 3D cake, 3D cookie, some chocolate stuff.
Oh, we got a good question.
What's that?
People would like to hear the story of the first cake you ever dropped.
First cake I dropped?
Or the question was, have you ever dropped a cake?
I don't think I dropped one. I came very close to dropping one of my daughter's best friend's graduation cake. I like almost fell up the stairs with it. I don't know how I caught myself on that. And I don't even know if she even realized I did it. Sorry, Carlos.
I can only think of one that dropped on its own, but you didn't drop it.
What was that?
The husky.
Oh, the husky. Oh, the husky. Oh my gosh.
Going back in the memory vault.
The stupid husky. So my first 3D cake I ever did was me and my bright ideas. Like, I did full-blown a standing up husky because my son was on the Huskies, was it football, wasn't it? Yeah. And they were having a party at Little Caesars. So I got this great idea. Oh, let's do a husky standing up. Because, you know, why not? I made the whole props and everything, did it with wood. It was super solid. But I didn't have the whole head figured out, obviously. I have now, but at the time I did not, because we got there and Husky had decapitated itself along the drive. needless to say, I had a little meltdown. I didn't even go into the party. I was so embarrassed and so upset about the whole thing. So I just sat in the car and had an utter meltdown about it. But they all thought it was fine and were laughing about it, so whatever. But anyways, now I've regrouped and recouped, and I know to take repair stuff with me, and usually I think ahead and can kind of foresee any possible issues, and I'm ready for them. Okay, so back to this. My 3D cookie. All right, I wanted to make, this whole cake started out, it was going to be a grill. That was going to be what tonight was. And then my mind just, we're not even going to take you into my whole mind venture through this, how we got to where we are. But anyways, it started with a watermelon is what got us to the camping scene. So, welcome to my mind and my world. We'll just leave it at that. But anyways, I wanted to make one of the red grills, you know. So, sat there thinking, like, all right, what am I going to do? Half ball pan, okay? And then I went out and was looking at all my different size round cutters. This is a 4.5 inch, right? Yes, 4.5 inch round cutter. And I rolled my dough. I actually did 2 different batches. I did one with the regular thickness that I normally do, which is 3/8 inch, I think. Rolled it to that, put it in here. And actually I've got one of those 2 that you can see. I've got both of them here. So we'll show you those in just a second. But I put the dough down in here, okay, and just baked it. I didn't do anything special with the pan, didn't spray it, nothing. Literally just put the dough in and they popped right out, okay? But then I had the whole issue of, oh, my top's not even, now what? Okay? Thus, the little hand grater. I think it's for, I don't know if this is the size that they call a nutmeg grater or what. But by golly, it works awesome to level off your cookies, I discovered. Just a little whippy-doos around there. Okay, and then you can check it on your table. I'm still wobbling just a little bit, right? So I found the spot where I'm wobbling. Oops, it's right there. All right, now it is sitting solid. Okay, and you could go down farther if you want. You know, if you don't want that deep, you could definitely sit there and take off more. We don't want to do a whole bunch. All right, but here you can see. This was one I rolled out a little bit thinner, and then this is one I left at the normal thickness. And I don't think there's a lot of difference in it, just the look. Okay, so anyways, there is how I did the shape, anyways, for, I want to hang on to this, because I had a whole nother little thought with that. And actually, while I've got the grater out, because I need some ashes for part of this, okay? So I got some little mini Oreos here. I'm gonna grate up 2. Ooh, aren't those just messy? Messy, messy, messy. That might be enough for what I need. But there, I thought some ashes for around our fire. Okay, and you could use anything, even if you weren't going to make the grill like this, you know, if you had some other idea or something for the grill, you could use like some Nilla wafers, grate those up, just get some different colors in there basically is all I was shooting for. Okay, and then the other thing I did with my cookie dough, and yes, I have these this dark on purpose. I overcooked the bejeebers out of them. I just rolled out some little logs And I put like some little points sticking out on them. Just some different shapes for some wood, okay? Because I'm thinking, yeah, we got a grill, but we need a campfire too. So, just gonna have all sorts of fun little goodies. All right. So there. The shoes. Which one do we want to play with? We'll use that one. Okay. So next up, I have all my little stations on prepped here. Oops, I forgot I got a milk. Let me throw these in the microwave while I'm gonna grab something else first here. So I got out this. Okay, so let's hop onto this first, and then we will make our grill the rest of the way. So, if you're going to have a grill, you have to have a grate on top of the grill, right? Because why not? So, I found a cutter that is basically the size of the top of my cookie. Okay? So we got a round cutter. And then my pen that I just set right here. Didn't go anywhere with it. Alright, so I'm just going to draw that in here as a guide. Piece of parchment. Got my circle size marked out. Then, from experience, I can tell you, you want to put your piece of parchment inside a plastic bag. Because if you don't, this does not work so swell on straight parchment. Okay? I did 2 test runs of this last night, thinking, okay, this way I'll have a backup. Well, I didn't have a backup because the one that I did on parchment, even though, peel the glove off to put the tape down, I took tape and I taped everything down, okay? Because we want to hold it still and we need to hold it, have it stretched out tight. This, we're peeling them both off. Okay, so as I'm doing this, I'm pulling on the bag and stuff because you want to get any wrinkles, creases, whatnot. You want to work those out. And I think I'm actually going to put some right in here too, okay? So anytime you're doing anything like this that you need to let sit to dry, whether it's going to be something, you know, you want something sticking out off your cake, if you're doing any, basically anything with royal icing, any pieces like this, you want to tape these down so that way you don't get bubbles working into your plastic, okay? But what I was saying, the parchment, when I did just the parchment, because I did one in the bag and then one just on parchment last night, and I had both here, the parchment one, even though I had it taped down, I think in either 5 or 6 spots I had it taped down, it still warped, it didn't work, okay? Eric, you want to go, if you got me, am I zoomed in like really good so they can see what I'm about to do here?
You will be.
Okay. So Eric's going to zoom me in real good. And then while I'm doing this, can you go stir the chocolate and see if it needs another 10-15 seconds, please? Okay. So I just have some of my royal icing in a bag here. Oops, and the end of it is got a little bit yucky there. I'm just going to squeeze some of it out here. Okay. And now don't laugh too hard. This royal icing is actually from, what was the last time I did cookies? 2 weeks ago, I think, that I made this. When I was doing the cookies for one of the demos here. Okay? So, it is what it is. It works okay for this. Alright. Now, with the lines, if you recall, I have said and stressed this over and over in many different videos. Okay? Hold your bag up and let your icing fall into a straight line. Okay? Don't try and run it like a pencil right on. If you sit here and try and write like this in a line and drag it, you're not going to keep it straight. Okay? So you want to let it fall into a line. And down it goes. Oh my gosh, I gotta put my glasses on just a sec. Ah, much better. Okay. I know, boring moment. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to work fast. As my buddy Connie says, I'm working fast, taking chances. Instead of driving, I'm working fast.
Do you have any personal stories to share with the folks?
Any personal stories? No, not really.
Okay.
No. What sort of personal stories?
It's your world.
My world? Do, 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 do. Okay, so now I've got those on. I'm basically just running a ring around, following that line. Okay. And kind of pushing into the ends a little bit. And I'm actually going to go do a second layer around it also, just to help strengthen it a little bit. Okay. And that second one, I'm pushing a little bit more as I hit the end of each of those. I want to be very sure that it's adhering to each of those lines I just piped for the grill. Okay. All right. And then one thing I also decided that I thought would be a good idea was I ran a crossbar okay, and actually I did a couple of them with two of them, and so you can do 1, 2, whatever for the crossbar. That's just adding a little extra strength to it. All right, but that's basically our grate for the grill. So, let me peel all this back up real quick here. Now, ideally, you want to let that sit for some hours, okay? We're just shooing it out of our way right now. Get my tape peeled up here. Okay, so fast forward to many hours later. Oh. Tape and gloves do not mix. That's all I got to say. All right, so fast forward. Doo-doo-doo. All right, it's been 12 hours. Let's see. Now, two different options. You can try and go in here with a palette knife and lift it, okay? As fragile as this is, Not gonna lie, that whole idea kind of scares me a little bit on this one. And I like the edge of the table thing better. Here, let me hold this. Eric, hold that up in the air for a minute. Okay, show them what I'm doing. So basically, if this were the edge of the table, I'm taking the bag and pulling the bag down, and as the disc that I piped, it's staying straight coming off. It's basically releasing from the bag. Okay? That makes sense? So I know you guys can't really see exactly what I'm doing back here. But I'm just going to add it from different angles. Until we get the whole thing loosened off here. And this one, honestly, I just piped out this morning because my backup one broke last night. And I gotta tell you, I really did not think this one was going to survive. Where is it stuck? Ah, darn it. Well, it didn't all the way. Okay, one broke out. But I do have a good one. I'm still not gonna break this the rest of the way. Alright? I do have a good one back there. I wasn't sure if this was going to be dry enough anyways, so I didn't get it quite all released off there. That center one stuck. But I knew I had a couple weak spots in that one anyways. When I was piping it, it broke a couple times, so that was expected. Okay. So, back to... Where's your spoon? Just stir these with the... Okay, so we've got... I just can't work without my gloves. Just a sec. Of course I have it, can't do it. Anyways... So we've got our cookie that we got leveled off, okay? But now we need to make it red. And off, chocolate off spatula here.
Might be.
Okay. So I've got some red chocolate melted, all right? And this, I did put quite a fair amount of Paramount crystals in it, okay? Because I wanted it thin. I wanted to be sure that it flowed on nice, okay? So I'm basically just going to go around here and start circling. Kind of like those Goofy Mirror Glaze cakes, right? All the way down over there?
Yep.
Let's run around. Oh! See, don't look at the cookie and pour at the same time while you're not watching the pour. Get glob down there. That's okay. Alright. See? Now we got a red grill. How fun was that? Alright, and then once that sets up, and we're up to 71 degrees in here, so it's going to take a little while, but can you zoom in and see this, Eric? You want to be sure while it's still kind of soft to go in, get my edge clean there, and get that edge. You basically want to slice through the chocolate while you still can. Okay? Hoping you guys can see what I'm doing here. Ah. It's moving too much on me up in the air. Oh, moving because it was already setting up. Setting up a little quicker than I thought. So just a second here. Just holding it still with my knife there. All right. Set? No, we're not set. Of course not. Oops. See, it's gonna make that one not so pretty. Oh. All right. Let me pop this up in the freezer for just a quick second. It just got so warm in here. It's setting up quick, but not super, super quick. Oh, wait! I forgot! Look what we got. Hey. This stuff is so fun. I enjoy it. Okay. So there. Now I can clean off those edges a little bit better. There we go. Okay. So we got those cleaned off. There we go. Shove that aside. You're just a good little helper, Goose.
Do it again.
All right. Now, I need to coat the inside. All right. So I'm going to put, just dumping a little bit in there. Okay. And then basically just going to work over my bowl. I just ran a bunch down the side. Not terrible, but we're going to clean that up in a minute. It really does clean up some. I think I just over cleaned. Oh well. Okay. A little bit more in there. Drain out. Okay. Oh my word. A big old mess in there. Just let me clean my glove off here. Or make more of a mess on the red. Now, it's actually okay that I made a mess, because I can show you guys that it will clean up. Because I had to do this earlier a little bit on the one I did. Alright, so you can go back in there and just gently scrape. See that chocolate started to run down the side? It will still come off of there, and it really doesn't show terrible. Okay. You see what I'm doing there, hopefully? But I'm just very, very gently kind of peeling that a little bit. Alright? So there you have your red grill. Okay? Now, while I've still got the chocolate warm in there, I want to make some charcoal. Okay, just a minute. Rethinking that. We gotta take the center out of our charcoal here.
Look, it burns white.
Looks weird in there though.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just breaking this into some pieces. Okay.
Someone asked, what if you had done the inside first, and then you could have done the outside pour second after it's set up, or
Yep.
would
You
that?
do it either direction.
Okay.
Okay. So there, we've got some charcoal inside. Okay. And well, while our chocolate is still soft on there, I'm grabbing my grate that I had. That is good. And setting that on there so that will adhere to it. Hold that and turn it a little bit. Okay. Pretty realistic looking, if I do say so myself. All right. But we can't leave our grill sitting on the ground like that, right? So we have to make some legs for our grill. All right. Set that off to the side a little bit so you guys can see. That can go. All right, so I just have some pretzel sticks, okay, and then I don't really have a reason I grabbed this size. I just thought it looked like a good one for a base, okay. I kind of held a couple in here and to see where it's going to stop them from opening up, and honestly, it just looked like a good size to me, okay. So I'm going to dip a couple of them. And I'm just worried about the one end at this point, okay? And give me just a second and we'll move this so you guys can see inside here what I did. But I'm basically just making a square. And it is a good thing I have a wax cardboard because I just realized I forgot to put parchment down underneath this. My bad. It'll still work though. Okay. So, I'm going to do this to speed set it. Get back over there. Love this stuff. So fun. Okay. Now, where... Is that good? You see in there? One more? There we go. I don't think it's going to go anywhere right now.
There, I think so.
Okay. So basically all that chocolate from the base of the pretzels just kind of went down together and it's sitting there to make a good base now. Alright. Now let's see. Because my silly self, like I said, forgot to put the parchment down. Whoops. Oh, that spray is fun. Okay, so we're getting there. We've got our base started. Okay. Next, turn off my spatulas here. A mess. Okay. And then yelled at by production. I'm going over. All right. So I found the best way to pick this up without messing with that chocolate is just use a blade of some sort. Use one of your icing spatulas, use something just to get in there, okay? But then you want to go in and dip and get the rest of your pretzels coated, okay? So basically like I just did there, you want to do all those. And you will come up with your base, all right? I have a couple extra here. So, where are you gonna stick it? better on the other one? No, you are. Okay. It's going to sit better on the other one. So, I'm going to take a little bit of chocolate. And we're going to put you on there. And we are absolutely going to attack it with some spray. Okay. We have a grill. Voila. I just blew my son's mind. Oh, you hadn't seen the spray? Oh, Eric had not seen the freeze spray. How fun is that? Yes, it really did hold. His jaw's on the ground right now, you guys. It's kind of funny. I forgot he wasn't here when I got that out the first time to use. Okay, those can go away. Thank you. Alrighty, so let's go put, I want Mr. Grill off to the side here probably. So let me put some chocolate down real quick. Hold that in place. Whoops. There we go. And then I will work fast, you guys. We need a fire. All right. So, what I did for this was took my logs. Oops, need some more parchment. Well, actually, let me show you this part first. Okay, I'm not getting into details on this. If you watched, or if you haven't watched, you may want to go watch my gelatin video that I did a few weeks ago. Okay, these are just some sheets of gelatin that normally we use for bow, to make bows from. And scissors, I set aside. Okay, it cuts just like paper. All right. And then I'm basically just cutting just some various sizes. Okay. Putting some points on them. Are we zoomed in so I can see? So I cut a bunch of these all ahead. All right. But then, like I said, I've got different height ones. You know, I got some real tall ones. I got some shorter ones, different sizes. Okay, and some different colors. It's just more fun that way. All right. Then we want to take our cookies, our cookie logs, I guess I should say, and dunk them. Now we'll put the whole thing in there. I tried on the first one I made, kind of doing a teepee effect with the logs. You know how you're supposed to when you do campfires? That didn't work so well. So, oh, and the other thing I was thinking too, I didn't make enough because I have a demo piece that I can pull over here and show you too. But if you make some extra logs, you could have literally a pile of logs sitting beside your campfire too. Because you normally have, I think 3 is enough on there. Alright, so we got 3 on there. And then I have some red sugar crystals and some rose gold ones. Well, the rose gold sanding sugar. But I thought it would kind of be like embers, sort of, okay? And the other one that I did earlier, you'll see when I pull it out here, I actually did some orange, I melted some orange chocolate and put in there. Not really sure how I like the looks of that, so I don't know that I'm not gonna do that on this one, then we'll see which one we like best, I guess. Okay, so then the pieces of gelatin, literally just taking some chocolate, okay? What do I need to do?
The cup and the fire closer.
Oh, the cup and the fire closer.
Yep,
okay,
there you go.
sorry. So I'm just dipping in, putting just a little bit on the bottom of them, okay? And just standing it up. And no rhyme or reason where they're going, we're just putting them on, okay? Seriously? I think I had my chocolate cooler earlier when I was working with this. These things, I like sat them down and they just immediately stayed put. Okay, I am not going to sit here and put all of these on, but you can kind of get the idea of what I'm doing, right? Anyone have any questions with that before I stop and sit? I have another completed one, okay? So there, and next push it over. All right, so there's the one I did earlier. And like I said, I put the orange down there because I was thinking, you know, like orange flame kind of fire. I don't know that I like that. I'm not sure. Okay, you can see them side by side and kind of compare. I know this one's not full with flames yet, but anyways, kind of a cool effect though, I thought. All right. So, put that aside. Yep. Okay. Let's pull the cake back over here. Alright, so I've got the grill. I already hooked that down with some chocolate. Alright. And then we want to, let's see, I think we'll put the fire pit over here at the corner. Yeah, that'll work. All right, so for that, turn back towards you guys a little bit.
Watch the grill.
Just want to there. Alright, I'm going to get these in here before this chocolate sits up. These are just some chocolate rocks. Okay. Because we have to be safe about our fires. And have rocks around them to prevent them from spreading, right?
Yeah.
See, I listened when I took you to Boy Scouts. When I was teaching my Girl Scouts how to do their fires. There we go. And let's hope I made that. I did not. Oh my goodness. My bad. Alright, we gotta pull some of these off here. Because I didn't make it quite big enough. Whoops. See what I get for trying to rush just a little bit? Alright, that should be big enough. Hopefully. Sorry guys, I really thought I had enough prepped here to be done with in and out of here in about an hour. Best laid plans, you know, don't always work out, right? Alright, there. Now we can put the fire in the fire pit. There, and then little ashes that we crushed up earlier. I thought it would look kind of cool around there. Whoops. Too much. Okay. Oh, there. All right. And like I said, there's so many more details that you could do. You know, you could make a hammock, and you could make a traditional grill, all sorts of stuff. What? Eric's trying to tell me something. I don't know what he's saying.
Do a clothesline.
Oh, yeah, you could put a clothesline up with your beach towels on it. Good thinking. But all sorts of, you know, just depends on how much time you want to spend on details. Okay?
Someone mentioned that's a pretty good idea for a Father's Day cake.
Exactly. That was the thinking. All this stemmed from a watermelon cake. Alright, so there we have it. Hopefully we gave you some fun ideas for your Father's Day projects if you haven't started anything for this weekend. And I thank you guys so much for joining me. Sorry it took a little bit longer than I was planning, but like I said, hopefully you got some good ideas from it. So, we will see you next Tuesday at 8 o'clock, hopefully. And everyone have a wonderful week. And happy Father's Day to any dads out there watching. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.